I'm still kind of trying to get rid of my congestion, which is making it kind of difficult to speak and breathe correctly. I feel like I'm like,
hello everybody, how are you today?
So I'm just gonna kind of quickly say, hey, what's up? Yesterday I posted on my website, it was another Tuesday inspirational about keep diving, be daring, keep diving. If you guys haven't seen it, go take a look, check it out. I'll leave a link down below. I might even pop it up right here, like that. Maybe even one more try. I don't know, it's not working. It's not working today, guys. It's not working. There we go. Perfect. I'm not really going to go into the details about the post very much, just because if, you really want to see it, you can go read it. But I will kind of bullet point some of the important points. I, sat down with my kids last 2 weeks ago to watch the premiere of Supergirl, and one of the reasons that we started, we decided to watch this show was because nowadays, as a young girl in the world, growing up in the world, with so much of the weight that society puts on us to look a certain way, to be a certain way, to feel a certain way, I like watching my new up-and-coming tween sitting down and feeling inspired by these shows and feeling empowered in her own life because of concepts that these shows bring to light. And I mean, while not many people will sit there and reflect on all the deeper meanings, I did. So we watched this episode, and this episode was basically about, last season Supergirl had all these discoveries and, all this new stuff happening in her life and this big change, she was becoming Supergirl and, the world knew about Supergirl. So now she's starting the second season with all of these things that she built, new prospect for love, new prospect for career, friends, her everything. Like she feels so confident and secure as Supergirl, her other persona, but yet in her simple daily civilian life, she's not so on top of things. So she develops this relationship with her boss, who in the beginning is quite the spunky, hard bleep on her. They develop this relationship that's kind of more of a mother-daughter matriarchal kind of situation. Supergirl's mother passed away on Krypton, or at least she believes she has, and Miss Cat Grant, played by Callista Flockhart, is her boss, who's put so much of her life and emphasis on career, that her children are not so connected with her, so she has this wedge between her. So they both kind of complement each other's relationship. So anyway, moving forward, they have this really deep conversation in the middle, at some point in the episode. Supergirl, this is an episode where Superman is there, her cousin, he's her cousin, and, he catches a little bit of, like, a sense of she's, stressed, she's weary, she's, having problems, and he asks her about the new prospect for love, because he's, a former friend, or at least he's a buddy, and, like, so he asks her about him, but, yes, granted, he gave her some pretty decent advice, and advice that, should be everlasting on anyone who's hearing it, is you should being Kara is just as important as being as Supergirl. Well, it is. At the very bottom line, every day in your daily life, you are who you are, and you also do what you do, and those can always be two different things. Entrepreneurs, you are who you are, but you also have a business you're trying to run, and being and doing are two different things, but they are both just as equally important to you, and they both should be as equally important to you as the other one. Without the other one, you can't have one without the other. So, moving forward again, he kind of makes her feel better, but he doesn't really, offer that solution. He doesn't give her that confidence that, she's on top of it now. And so she kind of has this little, problem with the guy that she's interested in dating, or not so interested in dating anymore. You'll have to watch the episode to find out. But Cat Grant doesn't know she's Supergirl, but she can tell that something's up with Kara. So why don't you just fire her? Normally you'd axe an employee for getting your latte 1 degree off. And she kind of just sighs, "Oh, Kara, I don't even know what's normal anymore," kind of situation. "What's wrong?" Kara replies, "What's wrong?" And Miss Grant kind of just pours it all on her. If you really reflected on everything that was said, your takeaway might be you're never going to get to the other side of that big, great sea we swim in if you're too scared to even step off the shore and get your feet wet. Take the dive, I would suggest reading the whole post, because I can't really recall it from memory sitting here. I would have had to sit here with my laptop, and I didn't bring it. But yeah, there's some stuff. If you guys want to read it and you want to have a conversation about this post afterwards, feel free to DM me. You can, I'll put the link down below. You saw it earlier. Here it is again. That was cool, right? But yeah, just kind of she kind of tells her, stuff like, your problem is you're too scared. You're too scared to meet the new you on the other side. I've been in situations where I've lived through traumatic experiences. I've lived through grief and loss. And you know what? Realistically, you do change. You do go through a dark tunnel. You have your moment of darkness. And it's okay. It's okay to have your moment of darkness. The biggest thing that matters the most is how you come out on the other end. Because you will. A tunnel doesn't last forever. You go in, you go out. You head right through it, and you come out. Tailored, chopped, scarred, scratched up, roughed up, whatever you want to call it. But you end up changed because you experience a series of emotions, you experience a series of experiences, lessons, life lessons. It all just kind of comes together. And I think one of the most impressing parts of this whole episode is the fact that they kind of bring light to that. It's not just about jumping into a new career or taking a new leap into your life. Yes, those are important, and you should be brave, and you should have the courage to get your feet wet. Heck, you should have the courage to just get dunk your head right in there and just go for it. But it's also important to remember that leap is everywhere. It's for everything, when you grow up and you want to become a parent, or you want to become whatever it is that you're headed for, whether it may be change, a new career opportunity, a new relationship. There's a leap factor. You're taking a risk no matter what. Risks are there. They're the part of our daily process. They're scary, they're intriguing. Why? Because we're just destined to live to learn. So I'm not telling you anything that I wrote in the post right now. It's hard to remember, but I'm gonna go ahead and leave you guys with that thought process, however rambly it may have been, and just kind of, if you want to check it out, go read my post. I'll leave a link down below, the direct post anyway. If you want to go directly to the the article. I'll leave the direct link right down below. I don't know if you guys like watching the family clips more, or I mean, a couple of you really enjoyed my Bella's Comic Con unboxing video, which I'd like to know if you guys want to see. Like more of just that, or if you enjoy the changing it up a little bit. Blah blah blah. I'm just talking a lot, and I really don't know what to say, and it's just me here like, what? That's the thing about life. You don't know what's coming next. You just kind of have to feel it. You just kind of have to go with it. You know, when you get in a roller coaster, you strap on that seatbelt, and you don't get to choose, you don't get to move, you don't get to back out until that ride is over. And the same concept lies within our, actual lives. Once you're born, you strap in and you just go on that ride, and you figure it out as you go, and you don't get to back out, you don't get to press the pause button, you don't get to, move until the ride's over. So, guys, I really hope that didn't end the vlog on a grim note, but remember, one of my biggest reasons for encouraging this is because you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, and you don't know who's going to be gone, or, who you're going to lose. Like, if life happens in a heartbeat. Like that, everything can change. It really can. And, appreciate that what you have now, because you never know when the last time you're going to experience it will be. So, with that said, I will always remind you to live, love, and enjoy, because you only really do have one shot. Make it count. Alrighty, bye!